Hey guys, Fizz here, and the time has finally come to recount the best of the best games that 2014 has blessed us with. Quick ground rules: no remakes, no early access titles, and only games I've played. So if you don't see a game you feel should be on this list, that's probably why. Now without further ado, let's jump right on into it. Enjoy! Insurgency is a really good PC tactical FPS that you can get pretty cheap on Steam. To some people, it may just seem like a run-of-the-mill FPS with really quick death and minimal HUD, but what you get is a really in-depth tactical experience that really rivals the likes of Arma and Counter-Strike. It's a game that is definitely worth your time, and I wholeheartedly recommend it to anyone who's even a tad bit curious about it. It's really fun, it's got a really nice tactical feel, got really good map design, good gun design, and it's just really fun. I recommend it.
America's been trying to install democracies in nations for a century, and it hasn't worked one time.
Call of Duty Advanced Warfare is exactly the breath of fresh air this franchise needed. The XO movement system actually does change up the game in enough ways to where this doesn't feel like the last couple of entries. There really hasn't been this much innovation since the first Modern Warfare. The graphics, the acting, the gameplay, everything has a fresh coat of paint, and it's precisely the reason that this COD sneaks its way onto my list.
I always thought it's hard to make new friends, but making enemies, I guess that's easy.
Transistor is colorful, beautiful even. The story is well woven, the combat is fresh and fluid. Everything about this game screams art. Being made by the studio behind Bastion, I was so hyped for this game, and it really delivered. It may be short, but the replayability is strong on this one, and if you have a PC or a PlayStation 4, you should definitely pick up this game. I can't recommend it hard enough. Middle-earth: Shadow of Mordor is a great game. But I have a feeling that one of the reasons it was so great in my eyes, and the eyes of the general gaming public, is because we had no idea if this game was going to be any good at all. I can admit I'm not a huge fan of the Lord of the Rings lore, and this game at first glance seemed to be a mix of Arkham and Assassin's Creed. But then a beautiful thing happened. This game was actually good. The combat is fun and fleshed out enough to prevent it from becoming dull. The mission and level design is top-notch, the story was engaging enough for me to finish, but the real icing on the cake is the Nemesis system, which really gives new incentive and life into the world around you. This game is really good, and for those of you who got this game half off from the Steam and Xbox sales, I salute thee.
Cover mechanic, right?
Sunset Overdrive is a game that oozes personality. A game full of color and one-liners, pop culture references, and guns galore. This game is made by Insomniac Games, the guys behind Ratchet & Clank and Resistance, which are both phenomenal series on their own. Sunset Overdrive is also pretty funny as well. I laughed quite a bit throughout the decent-sized campaign. But even after the 9 hours I spent on the campaign, there were still tons of challenges and side quests to keep me busy for dozens more. This game is flat-out fun, and it's definitely one of the better Xbox One exclusives.
Can you survive the many dangers? Can you help others survive? Can you save Sunset City? Can you? For the love of God, can you? Of course you can. It's a f***ing video game.
Smite has quickly become one of my favorite games. It's a MOBA masterpiece without just being a copy-paste Dota clone. Smite is a free-to-play MOBA where you play as various mythological gods of various origin in various arena-style game modes. The kicker is, it plays in third person instead of an over-the-top RTS view, and that actually matters substantially. And on top of that, you have a truly unique MOBA experience that holds its own against League of Legends and Dota 2, and with its coming to Xbox One this year, I can tell I'm going to be spending loads more time with this game, and that is not a bad thing. Friggin' Dark Souls 2! This game is as amazing as it is hard, and trust me, this game will kick you into submission, blindfold you, handcuff you, and then knock you out and steal your pants. Or is that DayZ? Nevertheless, this game is really good and has some of the best boss fights I can remember. You owe it to yourself to play Masochist for a day and play through this masterpiece of a game. Seriously, it's that good. Shovel Knight is another amazing game that seems to have come from nowhere. This game is a blast from the past that's just as much fun to listen to as it is to play. I mean, just listen to that music. I swear to God this game is the best soundtrack of the year, hands down. It was even made using the original NES color palette, so this game is as authentic NES as it gets in 2014. But this game really is fun, and I recommend it to anyone with a soul. And honestly, even those of you without soul should probably give this game a chance as well. Wolfenstein: The New Order is an amazing first-person shooter. Best first-person shooter of the year by far. And I think, just like Middle-earth: Shadows of Mordor, I think the reason that this game was so hugely successful is because people had low expectations going in, and then they were met with a really, really fantastic end product that just blew people away. They brought back all the old, the good, just first-person shooter elements from the 90s that made those games so much fun. It's just a blast to play. It is so much fun. It's a very refreshing first-person shooter. It doesn't have multiplayer, but it does have a fantastic single player that I enjoyed immensely. And I recommend this to, to everyone. This is the best first-person shooter of the year, in my opinion. Hearthstone is a shining example of how no matter what genre of game we throw at Blizzard, they will knock it out of the park. Hearthstone is a free-to-play card trading game that has really taken the world by storm. It's one of the most watched games on Twitch, and it's only growing. The game is great, the visuals are stunning and engaging, and that music, not as good as Shovel Knight's, but quite a close second. This game is remarkable, and at the price of free, you have nothing to lose giving it a shot. I guarantee you, you will not be disappointed.
Deep in the lands of Zaron, the humans of Koopa Keep struggle to stay alive as they are attacked by the wicked drow elves of Larnia.
South Park is one of my favorite TV shows of all time, and this game is as close to the show as physically possible. Penned and voiced by Trey and Matt themselves, this game brings the atmosphere and aesthetic of the show into a deep and engaging RPG setting that does everything you would expect out of a South Park tie-in. This game might be the best TV show tie-in game ever made, and I say that with confidence. Sometimes I'll forget I'm playing a game and not watching an episode of South Park, and that is how you know you've done a TV tie-in the right way.
Here we are on the road together, racing time, you and I, trying to climb the snakes and ladders that block the shine and blind your eyes.
Forza Horizon 2 is another Xbox exclusive title that oozes personality. This is a racing game about fun. It's all about cars, music, and friends, and the fun that those three things can provide when put together. The most graphically stunning game available on the Xbox One, and quite possibly the best racing game, well, ever in my opinion. This game kicks all the ass in the room, and then goes into the next room to continue kicking ass. I'm 203 hours into the game, and I still haven't done everything. This game is a blast by yourself or with friends, and the Drivatars that debuted in Forza Motorsport 5 make their return, along with Anna, your AI guide that uses the most clever and effective uses of Kinect I have ever seen. And you have a game that anyone, even non-racing fans, can enjoy. A true masterpiece. Of course Super Smash Bros. Is on my list. Super Smash Bros. Might be the greatest franchise of all time, and this is coming from a guy who doesn't care for Nintendo all that much. This game is absolutely flawless, and I mean that. Smash is the game that ruins friendships or makes them stronger. It's really the best game on the Wii U, and honestly the only real reason to own one, at least this year. But you may be asking yourself, if this game is perfect, what game could possibly be number one? Well, I'll show you.
Things will ever get back to how they were?
Yeah, I'm not sure when, but one day.
I hope it's soon.
The Walking Dead Season 2. You know, I'm surprised I didn't see this on many other people's lists. This game is nothing short of magnificent. Continuing right where Season 1 left off, you play as Clementine, one of the gaming industry's most unusual protagonists in this episodic adventure that changes depending on how you play both it and the game before it. This game is emotional. This game is breathtaking. This game is perfect. And it's the best game I've played all year. So there you have it, my list on the top 14 best games of 2014. Let's hope that 2015's games are good, and if you want to see some of the games I'm excited for, you can watch my video on the games I can't wait to play in 2015, which is linked down there in the description. Quick shout out to Halo the Master Chief Collection and Metro Redux for being amazing but not qualifying for the list because of my rule. Also Infamous Second Son and This War of Mine for just barely not making it. If you like this video, give a like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already, and if you think of a game I should have put on here, be sure to tell me in the comments below. Have a good day, guys, and stay classy. I'm just going to be here listening to the Shovel Knight soundtrack. Bye!